I'm just sitting here waiting to go live, see if anybody comes in here. It's the middle of the day. You know, most truck drivers are solar powered, so they might be out driving right now. All right, what is up, everybody? Boy, I've been dealing with it today. So I don't know if we're going to get to that or not. Boy, hey, Eric, if you put me through some shit that I'm dealing with on this other truck, we're going to be having some issues, man. Hey, Mason, why don't you bring me in that bottle that you got me? Test that on live. What's up, Scotty Boy, Leah, and Land Shark? Just want to test a little something my boy bought me as a coming home thing. Man, god dang. Bullet Rye number 95. Never had it before, but so anyway, what designates refusing to pull a load? And I'm not talking about if you're a lease operator, if you're a company driver. What if you're in training? What designates refusing to pull a load? Let me taste this right quick. I got to turn this switch on over here. It looks like that's a big bottle of something that really isn't as good as I would have thought it would have been. Hold on a second. All right. All right. Well, you got till at least Friday. I think I'm going to check on my truck on Tuesday, see if it's done. And then I'll be out to pick you up, hopefully over the weekend in Salt Lake City. But what designates refusing to pull a load, right? So I get a call today. And the call says, hey, Lyle, this trainee isn't going to pull the load unless you pay extra money. Because she's 600 miles away from 30,000 miles. Out of principle alone, I don't care if the load was paying $12,000. I'm not doing that. That sets the wrong precedent for everybody across the board. So I ain't doing it. And it's not even a load that's paying all that great anyway. I mean, it's all right coming out of where it's coming out of, but it's not like that type of load where I'm feeling all that philanthropic, especially when I got somebody feeling like they're trying to hijack me. So my response to that was drop her off. Let them know you can't pull the load, get you a solo load, and just roll. Anyway, enough about that. I'll probably be dealing with that here in a little bit. So that's what I'm dealing with right now. Hey, could you hook me up with another margarita? This whiskey's a little too strong right now. I gotta see if I'm looking at all these comments because I'm not seeing anything rolling up. And she could put it directly in that glass. All right, sorry about this. Give me just a second to get this. Jesus. What is this music? I'm not playing any music, so if you guys are hearing that. But let's see. Leah, what about dropping a clean fuel trailer? Let me turn this down. Let's see. I don't know what you're asking. Okay, here's the situation, Leah. I don't know what your previous one was. Here's what the situation is that I feel is that this student really doesn't care about getting 30,000 miles. It might be all about just bouncing to another company immediately. So maybe that's what the deal is. But like I said, I could be making $40,000 on this load, and I ain't doing that shit just out of principle alone. So I basically just told my girl, you know what, just drive out to the 01. You got to pick up in the morning. I'll get with dispatch and kind of give them a heads up what's going on. And then, either you take a solo load, but as a matter of fact, I don't know. So I'm just not sure. I know how I would deal with the situation, but she's not maybe as ruthless. All right, so I got 2 TNT totals from 2 different dispatchers. Listen, to catch up with to figure out the miles on your load, listen, you get a settlement statement every week. It's not hard to add that shit up. So that shouldn't be on a dispatcher. That shouldn't be on anybody else. I mean, I tracked it for my drivers, but that's like not even necessary. You should, if you're in TNT training, the miles are on your settlement. You should be able to calculate your miles from that. So that's not on getting different numbers from anybody. You should have the numbers. My guys who were riding with me had their numbers because I told them how to track their numbers from day one. So it could be as easy as just every time a load comes in, write it down. Or you could be looking at it weekly when you get your settlements, has all your loads on it, add up those miles and go that route. But I'll be damned if I get hijacked on some shit. That ain't going to happen. And it definitely wouldn't happen if I was the one that was actually doing the training. That wouldn't be happening. As a matter of fact, we'd have already bounced them off the truck. So, and I hate to sound like that, but all right. Anyway, JW said, get your ass back to work. The weather looking nice in Denver. Hey, the weather is perfect out here, and I do need to get back to work, but my truck is in the shop getting the oil change, and then we had a little small fuel leak. So they told me to check back with them on Monday, so that means check with them on Tuesday, and then I'll see kind of what's happening with that. Tim Travels, what's up, Terry? How you doing? So I'm planning on getting out of here on Friday. I would like to take it into the weekend, but with my dispatcher being out, the weekends is usually when they hit me with that. Can you do us a favor and drop off this 4-mile load for like, X amount of dollars? Even though they did take care of me last time, I got to give them that. Tommy Unfiltered is in Dallas, and I mentioned his channel like my last video because what inspires me is people that have the odds stacked against them and make it through it. And he is somebody that hasn't complained about fuel prices, hasn't complained about his truck breaking down. And he's mentioned it, but it's not like he's like crying and talking about, all this stuff. I know he's planning on making a change to something else, but he's always been positive. And I think that there's a lot more people out there like that. This industry, primarily maybe the YouTube industry, he's not blaming politics, not blaming nothing. It's just like, it is what it is. Let me deal with it. So I like that. Check him out, Tommy Unfiltered. Go check out Tim Travels. He just put out a video talking about how long it takes to boot up the Qualcomm in the morning. Now, that was a little bit exaggerated. I think it did that to me one time, and then every other time it did it, it was pretty quick, but shouldn't even be dealing with that anyway. Yes, empty miles are counted. So essentially, I think what they're trying to say is what she's telling the girls driving my other truck is I have 29,400 miles. Once I hit 30,000 miles exactly, I want to get paid extra. And but I can't do it. It's setting a bad precedent. Um, yeah, your trainer was wrong, Scotty boy. So sometimes trainers aren't on the same page with what actually, especially newer trainers. Even I'm including myself in that. Maybe not always up to date on what things are specifically, but I did go out of my way to read through all them packets that they had. So I know that I've heard where trainers were saying if you hit my truck, you're responsible for the deductible, and wrong. Or if I'm on home time and you're sitting in the truck, you don't get paid, wrong. So I mean, there's a lot of stuff that is myth out there that I think that should be clarified a little bit. That's not my job to clarify it for everybody out there, but I do see a lot of oh shit. Let's see what's going on with. Oh Lord, let's see. This is a message from my dispatcher to them. Hello there, talk to my student. When I came from the bathroom, she said, well, Jesus Christ. This is not easy. Sorry about this. I mean, this is probably somebody. I'm not even gonna get into that. I'm not even gonna get into that because then I'm gonna come off sound like an asshole. I'm just gonna leave that over here. All right, so I was enjoying my time off until about 0200 today, which was about 11 minutes. Well, probably 30 minutes ago before I had to start messing with this bullshit over here. Let's see. We were supposed to be doing a live on my cooking channel. My wife making margaritas and making guacamole and shit, but my son had he's over here acting like a little bitch today, so we couldn't get that done.
He's right here in the kitchen.
I know he's right here in the kitchen. If he wasn't in the kitchen or he wouldn't be able to hear me, I wouldn't have called him a bitch. I solely said that because he could hear me. Yeah, I haven't had enough for it to even be. Why don't you come on over here? Why don't you come on over here?
Mr. Oh, this is too strong. It's the same proof as in the last time.
Here. So not only got to deal with that, I got to deal with this.
Yeah. You want me to crouch or like, because my big old.
All right. So anyways, yes, I am enjoying my time off, Skyline. So now go by the driver report card number. I don't even know about that. After 30K miles, I just want to get paid till I pick up a load and lease the truck. You know what? That's another option, is to go right into the terminal, upgrade, and then finish out your miles. That amount would have to be settled between the lease driver and the person that's upgrading on his truck, or you could just maybe just sit and not get paid, which I had one person do that as well. So there's no getting around the Qualcomm. You can't. No, there's no getting around the Qualcomm. The student doesn't get paid if they want home time. You know what? If a student requested home time and we were actually in training and we had already started the process, I would probably. My thing is to knock the training out in one thing. I'm not trying to be driving and then go take home time in the middle, but if they had to, That'd be a case by case basis. But no, if they're on home time, technically they're not supposed to get paid. But let's say that I say I'm going to take some home time. I swing by my crib, have him hang out at the crib. Then he should get paid for that. Leah says I should have you read the comments for me. How long am I home for? It was supposed to be a week. So I got here basically Thursday night is when I dropped off the load. So Friday to Friday is what I'm trying to think.
Thanks. Nah, I ain't that much bigger. He's just slouching right now. One of the chillest guys I ever met. Well, that's true to a degree. The best way I describe him with talking with friends is he doesn't beat around the bush. He'll just beat you with the bush.
I am chill. You got that right. But I keep telling this story.
Nah.
He was in high school trying to act like he didn't have no sense, and I was like, I went right up to high school and spent like 1 week in all the classes, sitting there, and the teacher was asking questions. Well, does anybody know the answer to this? I was like, you better answer. You better raise your fucking hand, motherfucker.
This is the one story he always defaults to.
Well, that's because nobody expected me to do that shit.
Probably would do you well if you had some food when you go. Because you don't drink very much.
Yeah, that's a lot to go through.
So,
Now I made that very strong.
How old am I? I'm 24 now. I'm going to be 25 this year. You know what, Mom? How about you swap spots with me? They don't get to see you nearly enough. They always see my big old jolly ass sitting next to him. Make loud, look short. No. Get over here before I come pick you up and put you in the spot. Come here. No, come here. Nope, I'm gonna come back.
All right, you guys can all go.
I'll be right back, folks. I'm gonna get.
Yeah. So, I'd like to think that I'm chill, but as a parent, I was pretty damn strict. I'll be honest with you.
No, don't make me spill.
I don't know if this question was for you, Mason. What are you into as far as work stuff?
Actually, about to head back out to DIA.
Well, they can't hear you if you're around there.
Well, no, I'm actually about to head out to DIA again on the Concourse A expansion with St. Andrews.
So he's an electrician apprentice. So he just got on another contract. So he's going to be starting that on Monday.
Doing badging, all the fun badging stuff for DIA. They got to do background checks for the third time.
This is my old girl right here. How old is Penny?
10.
Yeah, she's 10.
I'm getting something to eat, so I have to be over here. I can't reach across the computer.
Leah said her sons are the same age.
Oh, yeah.
Here, Mason, you can sit on my lap.
Nah, I would literally break you.
You can sit on my lap.
Nah.
Just sit your ass down. Don't worry about it.
I'm basically.
Need to drink.
I'm too of you.
Yeah, my wife is complaining because this was supposed to be live on my cooking channel.
Because you never do live or you never do videos anymore.
I know. I need to get back.
I need to get back to it every single
I
time.
do need to get back to that cooking channel.
I've neglected that
I do.
channel.
I do need to get back to that. But
did I do a good job matting that? Guys, what do you think?
Yeah, this picture was sitting for about 3 years, maybe 3.5 years, just waiting to get framed, and
Bring the food over here.
she finally got it framed, and that was part of I bought some other artwork from one of my friends who was going through some financial problems at one point, and that was part of the transaction. So the other one is a real nice painting. I keep saying I need to write something on the back of that so it doesn't end up in Goodwill or some shit down the road.
Which one? We would never do that. We wouldn't do
Who
that to
knows
anyone.
what if we both die and then Taylor, they don't know, they may not know what that
They
thing is worth.
understand. They understand.
Hey Mason, if anything happens to us, that painting and then the other ones, the
Whittle.
Whittle K ones, those things are like not to be in no fucking Goodwill somewhere.
I was there when y'all got it. I hung out there and helped her do the job.
No, the other ones
Not
are my
the other
cool
ones.
client.
That matched there from the book.
Anyway, let's see. Any regret? Yes, there is some regrets. I'm away from home too much, and
Oh, I look young. What kind of
Mom,
photo
They were- I
do
think-
we
were
have
they talking
on the
about me?
camera?
You look good.
well, here, take Penny out too. Taking one dog out without the other one's like taking no dog.
Technically, I'm older than him.
Well, then take her.
Hey, come here.
2 months older than you.
Ben, come here. Ben,
So anyway,
come here, little lady.
yeah, being away from home more, which I'm probably gonna start cutting back here at some point.
See, she didn't.
Just go pick her, get her.
So the dogs remember you.
Oh, they always.
So anyway, that's that.
If I ask you to come home early for the dogs,
Yeah.
you will. They need you.
They used to wear your socks.
I can't do this. 'cause I
Well,
can't-
12th state trucker. My wife is extremely happy about that compliment right there. Hey, no Miss Hippie, or hey, no Hippie, been watching you for about a year. Solo here at Prime for a month now. Things are going great, and I wanted to let you know the InCab inspection you did at Salt Lake City was a big help. That's because the InCab inspection was done by the inspector. He wasn't an inspector at the time, but he was he was a trainer at the time. So
Any regrets on transition from
I said, I already brought that
Okay.
up.
Sorry.
Shit, how many
Yes,
times do
I
you want me to
should
say?
I should pay attention. Sorry. I'm just along for the ride.
How long have I been driving now? Man, I've only been driving for 3 years and some change. Not that long.
Ooh.
Yeah, you need to spice that up a little bit.
Whiskey and a really perfectly good margarita.
You got to stay out till I get a truck. Eric, we're going to stay out until you are handled. We ain't stopping nowhere. I might change things up a little bit. I might change things a little bit different since that I've done with my other co-drivers, trainees, all that stuff. I do get the sense you're a little solar powered, so I might slant things a little bit. Just joking. But I may not run entirely as hard as I was before. Not necessarily the miles won't be there, but I may take a little of those breaks, 4-hour breaks here and there, whatever. So I don't know. We'll see. My goal is still to knock this shit out ASAP. Oh, Eric, I did get the last fuel mileage stuff sent to me. You probably didn't get it since you're not logged onto the truck, but that was a full week with you on the truck. So we can talk about that. But essentially, it's just getting to know the truck, getting to anticipate a little bit more, things like that. But
Oh, wait. So Eric is the one that you then also look down at the brakes and shit like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So let's
He's
see.
a joy to ride with.
My wife is complaining about me.
Well, pre-truck driver Lyle and how you nagged me driving, and now truck driver Lyle and how you nagged me driving. It's a polar 180. Completely. You nag either way, but
All right.
it's just the total opposite.
Since I bought my truck from outside Prime, I'm home more, but the gross yearly numbers hurt. but the net amount is the same, a little more. I could make a little bit more, but enjoying some vacations. I knew a guy that had a truck. I think his truck had been paid off for like maybe 3 or 4 years. He was right about, I think he was right around 30 years old, so he got into it pretty early. And he had said that he'd only drove like maybe not even half the year.
It's technically my lunch.
So that will be slowing it down. But it's like every time I think everything's chilling, I'm relaxing, some shit comes up, and it comes up at the worst time. Now I got somebody not wanting to do a team load that's on another truck, so now they might have to sit and all that kind of stuff, and just a bunch of fucking headaches that I shouldn't have to be dealing with. And the problem is this: if you're with a trainer that's actually training you, like showing you how to back and going through all that different kind of stuff. I mean, she's posted videos on this, so this is just what's posted. So she's doing all that and really concerned about actually training you, and you reward her with this bullshit. I don't get it. I came a long way, sir. I remember you when you had less than 100 subs when I started watching you. Man, if you were around back then, you were around back when I was like about to quit driving through Pennsylvania. I didn't think I could do that. I had to take a shit real bad, and I was driving into the Birmingham, Alabama truck stop and almost clipped the truck because I was coming around the corner all fast and everything. But there was a lot of good stuff from way back in the beginning.
Stop! I'm trying to eat.
Yeah, shoot, I went through a lot in the beginning.
You don't want me to choke.
The deer hit me.
Shit.
The car hit me in St. Louis. Yeah, it's going way back.
Yeah, that was some funny shit.
Why did I choose reefer running over instead of tanker? I haven't heard any good things about tanker, to be honest with you. And I don't have a problem with the schedule on reefer. I love detention. You have people complaining about free money. No, I love detention. I don't have a problem with the early schedule appointments and all that stuff. So as far as tanker goes, I really haven't heard anybody over there blowing it out. So I just never really thought about it. I hear a lot of people driving a long way to get Deadhead to get washouts and loads and stuff like that. Let's see. Never be easy on your trainee. They are with you or not. It's not a matter of me being hard or easy or anything like that. It's just pretty much, I've never been whether it was a manager in the mortgage business or anything like that, it's never been out of fear. It's just been out of, as long as somebody knows what I'm trying to accomplish and they know that I'm looking out for their best interest, it's never been a confrontational situation. So I've never felt the need to go out of my way and say, it's my rules, it's this, it's that. If anything, it's to kind of defer a little bit more to that person. All right.
You saved that shit for me.
Yeah, I get home and I take it all out on her ass. It's like, how come that shit ain't done? All right, so let's see.
Right. Don't worry, I ignore him. I mean, I love you.
Yep. I definitely want to learn to maximize fuel mileage.
Sorry, I'm starving.
Oh, creep. See, Land Shark Transportation is my co-driver and trainee. So he's talking about fuel economy and stuff like that. He definitely gets good fuel economy driving through truck stops because he'll drive through there like 4 miles an hour. I'm like, you might want to speed it up. These motherfuckers behind you ain't joking around. you know. So maybe speed it up a little bit more in the truck stops. But like if you're gonna slow down and
What's on before it's gone?
let's say you're gonna stop,
Sorry.
or there's a stop sign coming up, you might want to coast a little bit earlier. Don't go directly from the brakes to the fuel. That's about anticipation. I just need a great team. Really, I don't know if you're talking about my second truck or what. I just want my driver to be happy, whether that's being solo, being a team, being a trainer, being whatever. I just want her to be happy. I've never asked her to be a team or trainer, never asked her to be solo. There's a bunch of issues that come along on top of a lot of that. And I would like to think that while I'm not going to fucking pay no trainee no extra money because she's trying to fucking hijack somebody over some stuff, I would think that I'm like paying her on the higher end of what people are paying their people, and I appreciate her for everything she does.
Watch out.
All right.
Don't knock her in the head with your elbow.
Okay, question for you, hippie. Is Prime charging more for a lease now that the trucks are double the price? I don't know if Prime is charging more or not. Can you make me another margarita?
So you can dump out that stuff.
Well, you can make it. By the time you make it, I'll be done with this.
You've already had 2. I mean,
So-
they're not full drinks, but
All right, so make me
you don't
another.
drink that much on the road, so
Okay.
it doesn't take much.
All right, so where's my point?
Whilyv.
Shit, what was my point? Oh, the price on leases. You know, the last lease I got was lease purchase. I closed on that in December 2019. That particular lease, you know, people had asked me to do videos on it, but I didn't want to do videos on it because the program's not around anymore. But the last truck I got was $151,000. This one was $161,000. Total of all payments in 3 years was $181,000 on the newer truck with the $100 buyout. I don't know if it's changed since then or if it will change once they go back to lease purchase, and I have no clue on what the leases are with the regular Prime. I don't think that the normal Prime lease will go up, though. No oysters and crackers, although I would knock that out. Question for... All right. When am I going to smoke some ribs? Any good rubs you can recommend? The rubs, man, it seems like there's almost not a wrong rub to go with, to be honest with you. I prefer like a... Man, I wish I had it. I prefer like a really light, kind of a reddish, light red type of a rub. So I might have some brown sugar, a bunch of white sugar, maybe some cumin, black pepper, salt. If I was to make my own, there's a plenty good ones that are already pre-made. But you don't really have to get too intricate in that. You know what I'm saying? The smoke is what's going to bring a lot of that flavor in. Now you got me wanting to do some ribs. All right. Mega Fred Zeppelin. He is from the cooking side of things. Whenever I'm on the road, I look out for no hippie truck. You know how many people say they see me, but they see my other truck? You're out there in Northern California. I was out there quite a bit. Hey, Zeppelin, put down your city name again. because I know I've been around up there. Maybe not northern California, but kind of mid-northern California. Anyone asking, the prices will never go back down. As far as fuel prices go, I really don't trip out about that. Johnson's Logic, I was listening to your live feed last night, but I was sleeping. Or not sleeping, I was just playing it, so I wasn't replying to it or anything. But, whether I was at Landstar, Prime, wherever, sometimes a bad market actually makes things better for those that are able to make it through that market. So I've never, well, put it this way. I've already been flushed out of a bad market before. That's where I learned. The problem is when you don't learn after you've dealt with some adversity. So
That's it.
thank you. Love you.
No more lime juice.
Okay. I could
So
drink
unless
that.
you just want an orange margarita.
You got some shit in the refrigerator, though.
I got lemon. No.
No, there's a bottle of something in there that's like some lime liquor or something.
But that's what I'm telling you.
Tell me what.
It's gone.
You didn't go through all that shit.
Okay. I'm lying.
Yeah. Anyway.
I'm lying.
All right.
He said there's lime juice in the fridge, and I told him I used that. It's all wrong. And he's like, no, there's no fridge.
That sounds good, man. Well, just about anything's better than truck stop food, but you do find some, yeah.
Okay.
That looks like some good shit right there.
Lemoncello. Sicilian limoncello.
I think that'll make a hell of a drink. Chris, do you have a drink for me? I got a chance to talk with Christy when I was out in Salt Lake City. Did you ever pick up a stew when you were out there? Yeah, I think my lease payments on my truck is about $1,060 before any of the other stuff. So it's a little bit less, but that's because basically the money you put down, I think, is to cover the cost of the APU. But anyway, Christy, yeah, I'm having a good drink right here. I'll have one for you. I got a ticket making an illegal turn or right turn. Would that affect me from getting to Prime? It's the only ticket on my work truck. I don't think one ticket is going to keep you from that. Trucker Rob, I also saw you go live. I didn't have a chance to listen to that one because I was knee deep into some sushi at that point. Word Wombats, that's his traditional. What's up? Sacramento region, okay, yeah. I don't know how close that I-80 goes, how close you are to the 80 coming up over Donner Pass, but I will be over that plenty in the next few months, trust me. Yep. Tim travels during the recession, bankruptcy, and foreclosure. Attorney made money. Yep, for sure. Tim or Terry, your trainer, could shut her pothole right quick. And Christy is picking up her trainer in a week. That's great. Shoot. Now I'm feeling motivated to make a cooking video for my cooking channel. Yay! I might do that indoors, though. I'm thinking about doing a pork butt, but do it like kind of not Cuban, but Cuban inspired with a lot of limes, lemons, garlic, banana leaves, and then just do it in. What now?
Make some Cuban sandwiches.
I ain't trying to make no Cuban sandwiches. It'd be pulled pork.
You said pork butt.
Yeah.
It sounds like some kebabs.
No.
I heard Mom said you. What?
Okay. I'm glad she's laughing at you. I'm glad I could be a matchmaker and put that good training student union together because it's hard to find sometimes. Okay, I'm only 27K miles this year. JW probably misses me running like crazy. I can imagine it probably would.
Okay.
Wait, how are you going to give yourself a full drink and you give me some bullshit half drink?
Taste it, and then you'll see.
What is that? A bunch of shit. Is there any alcohol in that?
Yes.
Okay.
Tequila and that limoncello. That's what I was trying to experiment with. And I was like, he's not going to like this. So instead of giving that to him, I guess I'll drink it.
Yeah. Terry, I'm not sure if you watched the beginning of this video, but Myra has a student that's expecting me to pay her out of my pocket after she hits 30,000 or for this load, since it's going to put her over 30,000 miles, and she's refusing to run. So I just said leave her in Las Vegas, to be honest with you. That was my response. I don't know if Myra's that gangster or not. And I don't know, I'll deal with James with this in the morning, but my thoughts are to get her off the truck. Out of principle alone, I could not do that. I've never had Whistle Pig Rye. Rum and Coke. See, typically I try to be I'm getting real hippie with this like margarita type shit. Usually I'm kind of straight whiskey, scotch, whatever.
I'm going to dump it out then. I'm done.
Dump what out?
That.
We can make that shit better. How much alcohol did you put in there?
Wouldn't you rather have a Bloody Mary?
Well, how much alcohol is in that drink right there?
Not very much, baby.
All right,
it was
you could throw it out.
experimenting with it.
Okay.
Exactly. And I paid for it. So if I say dump it out, then dump it out. Oh, excuse me. That was the wrong response. Baby, I'm so sorry. I wasted money.
See,
You're bleeding money.
there you go. That works better. All right. If you could say, is there any particular trainer to stay away from in reefer? There's more good trainers than there are bad trainers. Let's just get that out there. All right, Mega Fred Zepp. We'll check it out later. There's more good trainers than bad trainers out there. So, use your gut instinct. That's it. And after that, it is what it is. If things don't go well, get with the training coordinator, fleet manager, whatever. Say, you know what, things aren't going that well. I'm not learning what I need to learn. I'm uncomfortable, whatever. Get a new trainer. Go on. Sorry, I got to be eating. This shit's good.
If it doesn't taste good, it doesn't taste good. I don't want to just drink to drink. I'm not just drinking.
If I had to choose between those two, I would have to choose Macallan, but it's been a good 13, 14, probably 14, 15 years since I've really been into good scotch because I've become more financially responsible since then.
Cheap. Excuse me. Frugal. Looking out for our future. I'm the one who's in trouble all the time for spending money. All the time.
So it's been a long time since I've had a really good bottle of scotch. Although my son did buy me
Mason.
$100 and something bottle of whiskey last time I came home.
He did.
Angel's Envy 95 or something.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him that shit was stupid. But he said it was because he missed buying me one the last time I came out.
Mm-hmm.
So Anyway, that's that. Okay, no hippie question. How long have you take off? How long can we take off during a lease? You can take off as long as you want in a lease. I think at 30 days, I think the most you could take is 30 days. Or you need to like run a load or something. It could be a local load, whatever, just to kind of keep you in the system. But I'm not 100% sure on that either. Just make sure your trainer teaches you well on everything and just not just driving. Agreed. Man, we passed like 3 distilleries in Kentucky. Yeah, there's distilleries all in Kentucky. So you be passing by those all the time. You know, Scotch and whiskey are 2 totally different things. Scotch, you can get up to like infinity as far as price goes. Did you just fart?
No.
All right.
I was reading a comment.
Whiskey is kind of, you know, there's a certain level to which whiskey will go. Like, you can't get too expensive on that. I'll throw my trainer experience out there.
No, Scotty boy, sarcasm is our love language.
$200 a week. I'm not
sure.
exactly sure. 12-state trucker said, I'll throw my training experience out there for $200 a week. 19 years into this. Yeah, my boy has been driving. Shit, he came out in 94. He's probably part of the reason why I got into this. Even though I wasn't like, he wasn't really talking to me about it. But he started trucking in 94. I taught him how to drive the stick shift in 90 or 88. So he went from, as a matter of fact, let me show you a picture. He is the real super trucker, like grumpy and all that shit. Like if you want to put, like if you were to ask me what a super trucker looks like, this is who I would be thinking a super trucker is, because that little, like that look right there, and he is the type like no GPS, and I mean he's really old school. Like I gotta get on him every now and then about how fucking old his ass is acting about shit. But anyway, well, 59 days in a row is if you complete a lease. I'm not sure if you can do anything within that lease. What's up, 50 something? Shit, I just saw one of your videos as well. Let's see. Scotch tastes like Windex. I really haven't drank no Scotch in a while, to be honest with you. Well, this is a message from my driver. Let's see. Drama. Listen, I'm not even going to fuck with it. I'm going to just tell you this right now. If you had to be in training and you were trying to hijack me like this trainee is to the driver that's driving my other truck, I'm not the type of person. Listen, I'm non-confrontational. It is what it is. My rules are kind of what they are, but they kind of blend with you. I'm not no asshole. If you come off like this, I would not have had an issue with saying, you know what, things aren't going great. I'm going to let you off right here at this truck stop. Feel free to call who you need to call or whatever, but I'm not fucking with this shit right here. This is out of fucking control. So anyway, this shit ain't happening. Anyway, I don't give a fuck if she picks a load or not. Let's see. Get a flea. They say it will be fun. They say, yeah, Michael. It seems like it's fun. And every time, you know what? I keep mentioning how much shit happens to me, but I don't really get it out there as much. Like, you know, and people are like, well, you say that nothing happens with Peterbilts, but your Peterbilts went down. They didn't really go down for no shit, for no, real reason. They went down over some bullshit. But even then, that wasn't the problem. The problem was I came off of home time, took 3 weeks off. Immediately come off home time, her truck goes down. Minor issue, but it goes down. Needs to go in the shop, get work done. Work that needs to get paid, cash out. It's not anything serious. Truck sitting. Boom. I'm paying for all that. Then that truck gets back running again. Next thing you know, boom, my truck goes down. Need to sit a while, do all that stuff. Need to pay some shit. So it's like that is the issues. It's not like there's major issues. And it's like I haven't been able to get any traction. And then, like I said, if this student or whoever the fuck she is, if she happens to be watching this, would have came and said, you know what, whether it was I'm almost at 30,000 miles or whatever, like, like we're having money issues at home or whatever the situation is, like I'm having some problems financially. Could you do this? Could you do that? That's a totally different situation. Maybe I would have been like, you know what? Okay. I'll handle that. I've already paid for a fucking plane ticket home, which nobody, which she seems to be fucking forgetting about in this situation, which wasn't even an expense I shouldn't have covered in the first place. But anyway, but trying to hijack me over some shit?
Yeah.
That truck could sit without running all by itself and I'd be okay. So I'm not even trying to play this whole I'm hijacking you.
You're exposing your inner marshmallow.
I'm exposing my you can get the fuck off my truck if you want. Inner side is what that is.
I know.
Anyway, let's get back to being happy and jovial. All right, the stretch.
And yes, you can be
I miss. Let's see. You can text or call JW. I know.
So. I love you so much. I can't even see it.
How does anyone retain a sense of entitlement in TNT? I feel powerless. Listen, there's no reason you should feel powerless. And that's the one thing. If my current co-driver's in here who's going through, we're going to be going through TNT. I've never, ever felt like I've put him in a situation where he should feel less than what he should be. I'm not going to try to run the wheels off of him just to run the wheels off of him. I'm not going to disrespect him. I'm not going to talk down to him. I actually try to make it like we're not necessarily having a good time, but it's I don't know. I just don't. It's not a matter of entitlement. One thing I can tell you, and any of my drivers that have been in here, even my current driver, we did PSD. Nobody is gonna. I don't care if you've been driving at Prime for 45 years or you just got in PSD and it's your first day. Nobody can say that we're on the same truck and they're going to outdrive me. It's not going to happen. I'm going to outdrive every single person on my truck every single day, every single shift, if you average that shit out. So I'm not using somebody for miles. I'm not using anybody for anything. I'm always going to do more. And I'm always going to it's not even going to be about.
It's okay.
Shut up. What's she doing over here? But anyway, it's not about entitlement. I'd actually want people to feel like, they're entitled to some degree. Yeah. You know what?
You want them to feel empowered.
Yeah, I want them to feel like they have control over some shit. Like, you know what? Let me, I don't like this. You know what? That was fucking stupid. I've been doing that shit. All right, let's change it. Whatever.
You consistently talk about people that way too.
Let's see. Hope that you're. Hey, I don't really push my driver code out there, but if you want to use my driver code, hey, I would really appreciate it. As a matter of fact, next time I'm in Salt Lake City, I may rock the terminal with my headset on just to see if anybody's out there looking around for me with my trucker headset on. If you happen to see me outside of my truck with my headset on, it's $100 cash. Okay. I might actually give somebody a chance to win that because nobody's got it, and it's been like 3 years.
I have.
Okay, you're not a driver.
Doesn't matter.
And
You're
it
putting
doesn't
out
count
there.
for anybody that's drivers with me or anything like that. Eric.
Drivers
I'll
with
pick
me.
your-
Drivers with me.
Yeah.
Drivers with you.
Yeah, I'll pick up the truck for $10.
I've seen him, but I told him in all fairness, you know, I'm sure he pays away those $100.
Nobody's got it yet. You haven't met my trainer. I don't need to know your trainer. I had a bad first trainer too, and depending on the situation, I'm likely to stick it out. But my trainer threw too much on top of too much. So at some point, I got to go. And you know what? When I make a decision and it's based on principle, it's based on principle. So when I made that decision to leave my trainer, my first trainer Prime, that principle was based on me not working at Prime or me even being in the trucking industry after I made that move, because that's how definitive I was on that. And, so sometimes, but I was able to make that decision because, as I told my trainer, you could drop me off on the side of the road in Thailand and I'm going to be back home in fucking 2 days anyway. So do what you got to do. My eyes are a little blurry, so I can't. Okay.
That's why I don't drink.
So I'll say Trucker said something profound, and I kind of get it, but I can't really string it all together. The trainees shouldn't be throwing weight around like the trainer ain't throwing weight around like that. They're trying to throw weight around like that. Listen, get off the truck. And if I was, the problem is I have a trainer with too good of a heart. She's actually out there trying to train. She's done more backing videos than people have actually backed in training. So she has too good of a heart. What she needs to do is drop that heart and drop her off at this casino and say, beat it, find your own way home. That's really the way this should go. Because at 29,000, man, I need to shut up. I don't even want to get into this. I'm getting pissed off.
Yeah, you need to relax.
Invest in my truck hauling business. Tommy, if your business was in Colorado, I would maybe think about it, but I got to be around some people I'm investing some money. Let's see. Do you pay for my travel expenses, too?
Yeah, the trainee, not the trainee.
I don't. Maybe I'm missing some stuff about recovering a load.
The trainee shouldn't be throwing around
Right,
their
but
weight.
Then paying for
not
travel
the trainer.
expenses.
You said trainer. Maybe you meant trainee, but he said the trainee.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
whatever makes sense.
And no, the trainee shouldn't be.
The status of my PTA is not available at this point. I'm probably going to come out on Friday because I want my dispatcher to give me a load, so I'm not trying to get none of this bullshit. They try to now listen. They do try to throw some bullshit on you, and
you do it though.
Well, I do it because I'm a fucking team player. But
Yes.
that whole Lyle, could you take this like 4 mile load for $8? It'll help get you a trailer. I'm like, motherfucker, I got a trailer. So
Come up with a better reason.
I'm tired of these. Yeah, if you're gonna fuck me, trick me. Come up with a better pickup line if you want to really screw me. You know what I'm saying? don't.
Some of the cheesy pickup lines you try teaching Mason. Oh Lord.
But yeah, I'm gonna try to come out on Friday so I can just get out. You know what I'm saying? And I never drop short loads on people. Never. I think I maybe did it one time, and it wasn't even on me. It was like, drop this load at Fontana ASAP. We have another FedEx load that needs to drop. That was like one time. I've done like 3 of these little bullshit loads, and it really just jacks up your clock. Like the last one they gave me, I could have got the load that I was pre-planned on, got out to Salt Lake City in one shift. But because they threw that other load on me, I had to go pick up that load, go get the other load. Then I had to stop in the middle of Wyoming, which, was some bullshit, and then get it there the next morning, all because I was helping somebody out. All right, let's see. See, I'm dealing with this shit right here. Get her off the truck. Period.
She doesn't need to stress herself out like that.
Don't stress out over an ungrateful motherfucker.
Yeah, spell it right. There you go.
All right.
For English, it's Fucker.
Let's see. Where am I at? Lay it down. What's okay? Just saw
And it's
you.
like, wasn't next time you need to say, weren't you going to sleep?
What?
She does have a big
What's
heart.
principle and money got in common? That they don't happen together? Possibly. I don't know. If you're gonna screw me, just trick me. Yeah, that's about right. That's how I feel about it. The 600-mile load for 1,500 good, but sit for a whole day. Derek, I don't really look at money on loads. To me, it all works itself out in the end. So I don't necessarily look at that. What determines whether I pick up a load has never been on money. It's been on if there's places I don't want to go, whether that be a region, shipper, receiver, whatever. And it's never done me wrong. I've never not made money because I've either taken a short load that or short meaning payload, going to a place where I don't mind going as opposed to a load that pays all the money going somewhere where I don't want to go. So the way I look at it is a man has to live by his principles. And I feel like as soon as I make my entire principles about money, they can control me with the money. So for example, if I turn down a load going to Chelsea Market in Boston, they're going to say, but it pays like $7,000. They got me because now it's all about money. But if I make it all about where I don't mind going, where I do mind going, I've never had a problem. Plus, where I like to drive, the money seems to be okay. And I give my driver that same flexibility. I don't care what the loads pay, anything like that. If you like a load, take it. If you don't take it. I don't care if they gave her a load, and this is no fucking joke. I don't care if they gave her a load that was going from Pennsylvania to New Jersey, and it was paying $10,000, and she didn't want to take it. I'm not getting on her. I'm not forcing her to take it. I'm not telling her not to take it. If you want to take it, take it. If you don't want to take it, don't take it. Take loads you want to take. All right, let's see. Yeah, I hear you, Leah, on that one. Exactly, Michael. 30K is the minimum, not the maximum.
Are you done with this, baby?
Yeah.
It's only a couple minutes left.
Yep. There's a lot of liquid in there too.
Yeah.
286 from Fort Collins to Laramie. Yeah. I don't know if that's the route. I thought it was 285. Whatever it is, yeah, I have taken that. And it's a good drive as long as there's no construction or anything like that on there. So yeah, I do like that run though. Kind of cut off a little bit of that hill action. I look at reviews of places, and they almost all suck. If you look at the reviews, Google, they likely. Yeah, Michael. As a matter of fact, now my current trainer is a little bit more advanced than the two I had before that, but I would almost always like recommend not to either look at the Google reviews or even the satellite views, even though they're useful, like when you're out there on your own. But I found that was psyching people out more, so they'd like get a load and it would be like, for example, the notes in Google or the Prime notes would be like, very tight dock, you got a blind side in, you got to do all that stuff. And then they spend like 3 days worrying about, getting into this dock. Whereas if they didn't ever look at it, it wouldn't have been an issue. So I really don't. Anyway, I don't really look at all that shit. I mean, I do, but I don't, Top places you'll never go. Chelsea Market in Boston is one. MDC or MDV Landover in Maryland is number 2. That's about it. Anything that's a flower load that has multiple stops, that's 3. Plant loads I will do, but not flower loads. Plant loads drop off at like Lowe's and shit like that. Flower loads drop off at little flower shops and bullshit that I'm not going to be messing with. I mean, there's places I don't like to go, but I'll still go. But once you start adding shit on top of it, then I may not do it. You need somebody to handle the damn business when you don't want to handle the damn business, and that should be worth it. I would tend to say I'd agree on face value. Hold on a second. I need to make a call right quick before she does anything crazy. Hey, what were you saying about the $200? Right, and I paid you for the flight. All right, so you think that James paid you for the flight and I paid you for the flight. Well, if you want to pay her those $200 that I've already factored into what I lost to have her drive the load, then I'm fine with that. But other than that, fuck her and drop her off. Right, and I don't mind you doubling up. So if you want to pay her for it, then you could do that. But anyway. Anyway, go back to sleep. I didn't want to wake you up. I just want to make sure that I got that correct before you started giving her any money. No, I'm not going to take anything from the bonus you have. If you want to give her that money, then... What? I'm not doing that shit. Go to sleep. I'll talk to you later. Bye. All right. Bye. I'm not going to send you the address. First of all, the easiest way would be for me just to pay you less $200 if I was going to do that. Okay, that's fine. You're great. Love you. Go to sleep. I'll talk to you later. All right. Bye. Lord have mercy. Anyway, favorite receiver. Boy, there's some good receivers. There's Casey's Distribution Center in Joplin, Missouri. Excellent. I love that place. There is I forget the name of the place. It's in McDonough, Georgia. Excellent. Let's see. Oh, now my boy Eric says he's ready to run. He dusted off this Peterbilt hat. First of all, you need to get a real trucker hat. You got to get that mesh shit in the back when you get in my truck again. You can't be wearing no regular ass hat if you're gonna be a truck driver. Lower that seat about 5 notches. You'll be good to go. You know, I don't have a problem with Capstone. Capstone generally makes me a lot of money. The longer you sit, the more money you make, so I'm good with that. Free money is great. Let's see. All right, let's see. There is a problem, sir. If no disrespect, you don't know the difference between principal and money. Well, I think you must have got that a little bit wrong. Principal is my principles, meaning I don't give a fuck what something pays. I'm not going to pay you if I feel that if there's principles behind it. I'm not talking about principal like a principal balance.
Principal's the original money that's invested in something,
But
right?
yeah,
Like
so there's the difference. I
original.
obviously as a business banker,
Right.
I know the difference between principle and that.
It's a different
But
principle.
there's a principle like
Morals, ethics.
principle would be principle with LE instead of a AL. Principal or principal, as they would say.
Mm-hmm.
So
Big difference.
my principles would say, let's say that my driver, which I've done this, she did a load that was like 100 miles that really wasn't going to pay her much of anything. And she may not even request extra money on it. My principal values would say, I'm going to pay her X amount of money on top of that because she did that load. Likewise, it would be, I don't care how much money I'm getting paid. If I have a student trying to hijack me, my principles mean that it doesn't matter if I'm making $12,000 or $1,000. I'm not paying that shit out. All right, can you see the Rockies from your place? Yeah, actually, we got all the views out here where I'm at. Now, I can't see it from my balcony because that faces east, not west. Well, I enjoy it, Cliff. I enjoy you coming by. Nobody else has your principles in mind, sir. Your business. Okay, and here's one thing I've found: the more money that you actually have, the better your principles can be. So I'll just leave that there. So I think a lot of people that say they're great businessmen and they're able to just do what they want to do and stand hard on a lot of these values is because they, in this degree, I'm in the same situation, but I don't. Principles and business definitely need to go together. And that's actually a way to build loyalty within your business. I didn't stay at my last company for 20 something years because they didn't have principles and how they treated people. And I'm trying to do the same thing with the renter that's renting my apartment, the driver that's driving my other truck. I'm trying to not be all about the money, be about the principles and have them around. Because in the long run, that actually is a better business sense. Definitely agree with the humbling, Leah. My student or co-driver saying he might need to take a spa day before we go out. Definitely you do that because we are going to be running everyday barbecue and cooking. Well, I miss you guys out there. I hear you guys are making all the money over there on the cooking side. As a matter of fact, I was trying to get some cooking videos up. I just can't like bring myself to like set up the camera, do all that stuff because I'm just so tired these days. But I know you guys are out there making all the money right now. That is good to see. Listen, I'm not trying to make a comment too long. I'm just saying that everything can't always be about the money. As soon as everything is about the money, then there's issues with it. No matter how hard you try to chase down money, you cannot catch it. Treat people right, they'll stay around. That's what I'm talking about. But if they don't want to stay around, then get them the fuck out. Leah, it's not causing me stress personally. It's causing me stress because I know that it's causing my driver stress. If it was me, she'd have been out the truck. We wouldn't have to be worried about this stuff. And I'd have had it all figured out with Prime. It would have been over with. You figure out your way home. As a matter of fact, as soon as I know that she's done and she's not like running this load, we're logging her off the truck and she's not getting paid no $100 a day or whatever that shit is. It's over. It's never all about the money, Henry. It's never all about the money. Trust me, it's never all about the money. If it is, a man has to have a code. You know what they say? Even gangsters have a code.
You want to go outside?
I agree. Mike, everyday barbecue.
Penny.
Oh, Henry, what you missed is I got a driver out there in Las Vegas. We got a load that's picking up in California. It's not that great of a load. It's an average load. And I think my driver student might be at about 20,000 or 29,400 miles. So she's refusing to run the load unless she gets paid extra money to run that load. And out of principle alone, I said, I can't do that shit. And she came to me and said, you know what, I'm having problems at home. We're having money issues, you know, whatever. That might have been something to think about, but trying to hijack me for some shit. Out of principle alone, I don't give a fuck if I was getting paid $12,000. I'm not fucking doing it. I just assume leave her ass in Las Vegas, let her find her own way back home and go from there. And I'm the nicest motherfucker out there. You know, and my driver keeps asking me, you know, do you want me to stop training? Listen, I want you to do what works for you. I'm never going to, you know, if you're driving my truck, I don't ever want you to feel like it's all about the money. It's all about you training, not training, or whatever. You could train forever, and I got to factor that in to the fucking losses of the truck, you know, what it's going to be worth down the road, or you could just be solo and then it's, you know, it doesn't matter. Do what you want to do. But when I got to get stressed out about some dumb shit like this, it's just like, ugh. Yeah, and that's what I could say. I would not have this problem on my truck. You know what I'm saying? There's never, you know, everybody like tries to be a hard ass, and I'm not that type of person. I've never tried to present myself as a hard ass or like strict or something like that as a way to gain respect or a way to gain control. I came up in a system where deferring to all that is actually where you gain the control, gain the respect, because people are more liable to give you respect when they think that, when they know you're giving up shit for them. They know that you're, like, how's a driver going to be upset with me thinking that I'm having them drive too much when they just look at my shit and I just drove, 10 hours and 35 minutes or some shit like that. So it's never been about, it's the way to gain respect. The way I came up was in deference. It's not about control. Yeah, Bree, she's out there doing videos of backing and all this kind of shit. You hear everybody complaining, they're not teaching me how to back. I went through all the TNT training without how to back and all this kind of stuff. And she's out here doing multiple videos on fucking backing a truck and all this shit. And it's just like, you finally find somebody that actually gives a shit about your dumb ass. And now all of a sudden you want to pull this shit? Because listen, and I'm not saying this because I'm a hard ass. I'm just saying because these are just the way, this is a principle that I have. If we were in Las Vegas and she pulled this shit on me, the question would be, how much do you like to gamble? Because you're about to get a bunch of it in, because I'm about to bounce out of here. Hey, where are you going? Where?
I'm just getting out.
Why?
I'm just getting out for a bit.
Are you gonna bring some food back?
Nope.
Why?
I don't know.
All right, well, I guess you don't know. So anyway, that's the shit right now. My wife seemed like she was pissed off when she left. Did I say anything that might piss her off? Leave it in the comments below. All right, good. I'm glad. I was just wondering. Yeah, so while we're actually talking about this shit, this girl here, she needed to get home on a load that wasn't going to deliver, not by any fault of her own, to get her down to where she needed to go. My driver paid money to get her down there to where she needed to be. So by me saying my driver paid money to get her down there where she needed to be, you know what that really meant? I paid money to get her down there where she needed to be. Well, I guess she just got reimbursed for that $200 or whatever. Yeah, whatever. This is ridiculous. I'm getting pissed off. Let's see. What's in the glass tonight? Well, we got some margaritas that my wife had made with like Cuervo 1800 and like freshly squeezed orange juice and lime juice. And then my son had bought me, I don't know why he went so big, but this not as good as the last bottle he bought me, but Bullet 95 rye. So I've just had a sample of that right now. Ottawa, yeah. I'm not trying to go up to Canada, if that's what you're talking about. 2 drops in Maryland and 1 in Philadelphia. Yeah, Philadelphia is one of the places where I really got to think about a load before I take it down there. All right, keep it real. I'm about to get drunk right here. Well, the last bottle my son bought me was a bottle of 95, or it was called Angel's Envy or something. $100 and something a bottle. I told him he was fucking stupid for paying that much for some alcohol. So hopefully we got that out of his system, no matter how much of an impact he's trying to make. Who are you talking to? Lance, Shark, Eric? You're older. You must be talking to somebody else. But I'm forever. Yeah, you got to be talking to somebody else because I'm older than you. I'm older, but I'm forever grateful for you because you didn't. Oh, I think you meant you're older in general than most people. I think that's what you meant. Oh, it's been a good time having you on the truck, Eric. It has. I've been lucky with my people I've had on my truck with me. I would probably take Chicago over Philly if I had to, but I really, and the only reason I say Chicago is I could probably get out of there really quick, a lot faster than maybe Philadelphia, but I don't like either of them, to be honest with you. And training, is it already established what you will be making? If the trainer gave me anything else, it's extra. If the trainer gives you anything over the $900 a week, then that would be extra. No hippie, let's see, trainers. I think she means trainees need to speak up for themselves instead of trainers. But yeah, I'm definitely advocate for the trainees. That's the thing about it. I'm more about the trainees than I would say the average person is. So I'm coming at it from that point of view. But when you start acting stupid, you know what? It's not even about being young and old. Because like I said, I had my trainer. My trainer was 24. Well, my second trainer was 24 years old. Perfect. I learned a lot from him, and I still say the shit he said to this day. Every time I hear somebody say, I don't want to drive till like midnight because then you're never going to find parking. And I always hear my trainer in the back of my head, but Lyle, there's always parking. In TNT and turned 50 this August. I think when I went through TNT, I was 50 and I did 170,000 miles. I put all them miles in, boy. April to fucking November, y'all. Wait, let's see if my wife is mad at me. I don't know why she could possibly be mad. But let's see.
What, baby? Just at Target.
Okay, did you get mad or something?
I just needed to go to Target. I needed to get out of the house.
Why is that?
I just needed to get out of the house.
Well, can you get me some food?
What do you need?
Just some delicious food.
Okay.
Hey, something with some sour cream. Real sour cream. Hey, even those like tamales were good, even though they were small. Or some enchiladas, like the frozen one. Huh?
I'll see what I can find. This is where I got the tamales from.
Yeah.
You still doing your video?
Well, I just paused it real quick. But I'm going to go back to it now.
Okay.
All right. Love you.
Yeah, I would say I love you more, but that kind of doesn't mean the same anymore. So I will talk to you in a little bit.
All right. Bye. All right. I guess she's still pissed off about something. You should be able to close. Okay. Got my miles, 32K, but in California, see if we can get routed to Springfield. You know what? You can see, that's a different story. You got your 32 miles. You can get routed to Springfield. That's a totally different story, but not even completing the shit and then trying to hijack somebody. Yeah, she must be pissed about some stupid shit, probably. You know how it is. You could have said some shit and your voice was like the wrong inflection at this particular moment. So I've been waiting for this call from the student. I'm not sure if she's supposed to be calling or not. I told her there's really no reason for her to call because all I would be doing was reiterating the same thing that I was passing forward. Woo! So anyway, just oh, you know what I wanted to tell everybody about? These are awesome. If you don't have these, you're missing out. You know them little cheap ass things you got on the back of your truck? This here, boom. These things are so much easier to adjust your airlines than it is just if you want to adjust your airlines, another one you got to have like screws and screwdrivers and pliers or whatever. Boom. This thing is so much easier. I already have one, but I'm going to even add my next one in there just to make it even more adjustable. But these things are great. Plus, they just snap like this. See how easy that is to adjust your airlines? Boom. And especially with these new trailers, maybe not so much on Peterbilt or Freightliners. I don't know about that, but Peterbilts, the difference between the two trailers, if you hook up to one of the older trailers, the line is shorter, so you might have to make the line longer. Boom. Pull it out, slide it up a little bit more. Boom. Or slide it down, actually, on that. Slide down a little bit more. Boom. It's there. So it's just so simple to adjust everything. Get you at least one of those. These are so great. I don't know about that. I'm way away from where you're talking about as far as the Mexican restaurants, but anything over there in that area that you're talking about, 38th and Tennessee, any of that stuff over there by the Denver drop yard, like anything in that neighborhood is going to have pretty authentic Mexican food. That entire area over there is going to be good for Mexican food. Well, Jeff, this is an airline thing. Hooks up where you have your little 3 airlines for your 2 air and your 1 electrical. Put it through there instead of having that little rubber metal thing that you have to use a screwdriver. Boom, clamp it around your airlines. Boom. If you need to make your airlines lower because you have a lot of people driving with airlines dragging on the catwalk. Boom. Pull the airlines up a little bit. Boom. There you go. That's simple. Man, hopefully she brings some good food back. Well, these things are nice. I got one at the Kinley 95 about 2.5 years ago. One of the best things I ever bought for my truck. So I already have one on my old truck that Myra's driving. I have one on my truck, but 2 of these would make it even better. So that's what this is. The second one for my current truck. What did I have to do before this thing? Well, the good thing about it is when I first got this, they didn't have many newer trailers, so you weren't having to adjust the clamps as much. So that really wasn't, I really wasn't having to do much before this. If I did have to adjust it, then you'd have to get a screwdriver and pliers out and adjust it. If you walk around in any truck stop, you're going to see these like little rubber black, like half oval, maybe quarter oval things are all around the truck stop. Those are from those like rubber pieces pulling out of those airline holders or whatever you want to call them when they make turns or whatever. So this has the rubber built into it. Actually, this one doesn't have rubber, which makes this one a little bit less good than my last one, but there's no rubber piece to fall out or anything like that. You can find those pieces in every truck stop where the rubber, I can't explain it. Hopefully you will know what I'm talking about. Peg leg, I am on the southeastern part of Centennial, so I'm more like C470 and Arapahoe Road. I'm like way out there east. But my office used to be near Arapahoe and I-25 when I was doing mortgages. So I think I need to get more ice. Give me just a second. We'll run in and get some ice. Prepare my mind for all the talking I'm going to have to do when I get back. If she's upset about some shit, I might have been expressing my gratitude towards the other driver, which, you know, maybe I didn't express it to her enough. Who knows? We'll see. Give me a second. Here we go. am I gonna do with this big ass bottle? Just happened to see AN pop up a comment. As much as I hate Freightliners, I would probably end up getting a Freightliner if I did get another truck. So who knows? Let's see. What did I have? What did you have to do before that thing? What thing are you talking about, Jeff? I don't know. I guess I need to go back down. Oh shit. Southlands Mall was a favorite haunt for me. I think that is right where I live, Southlands Mall. I don't really go to any malls anymore. Is it Southlands Mall? Yeah, I don't really mess around with any malls and stuff, but I guess that's what it is. Right down the street from me. Yeah, you never know, Jeff. She could be upset about a multitude of different things. This beard is about as long as I'm gonna grow it there, Land Shark. As a matter of fact, you need to cut your shit down. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I would have cut this hair back, but we're going bald right before I head out since I'm gonna be out for 5 weeks, so I won't have a chance to cut it. So we just cut it down right quick before I head out. Then in 5 weeks it'll be like right here again. Here's the other picture. I don't know why this hasn't been put in a frame yet and hung yet, but that thing is sitting down there. I don't know what's up with that. I kind of like that. I don't know why that's just sitting there. All right. You don't listen, guys dyeing beards, man. I mean, I've never had rules on the truck or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I think that having too much of a regiment is the wrong thing. You know, I had a guy that was on my truck at first and he was wearing flip flops everywhere. And I was like, maybe I should have made that a rule. But a dude like dyeing a beard, you know, I might have dye that shit before you get on the truck if you're going to do it. Don't be trying to come out there mid beard out there. The truck stop dyeing your beard and shit. Yeah, see, I don't even have the right kind of beard to even grow a beard, even if I want to. Not that I want to. I'm just lazy right now. You know what really rocks? No beards. Just clean that shit all up. It's a lifestyle. Man, what about a beard as a lifestyle? You can do the same shit without a beard that you could do with a fucking beard. Now, if they were like, you could only do this if you didn't have a beard, if you had a beard, that's a lifestyle, but fuck. It will be good to get out here and knock out these miles, though. That I can't wait to get to. See, the thing about it is Eric, so if you see him on here as Land Shark Transport, he actually looks like he needs to be doing your fucking accounting and shit without his beard, but he's one of the people that's like, okay, I don't want to look too mainstream, because he looks straight up like he's gonna do your fucking taxes and shit. He's like, let me grow this beard out and shit. Now I look like rough. Because without that beard, boy, he's straight up. You'd be like, can you figure out this calculus problem for me? Hey, man, box truck dude, all that. It's always a good time to get your CDL. Get in while the getting is bad, man. Base your business around the down market, and you guys will be making all the money when things get better. Listen, if you get beads in your beard, I'm going to tell you, listen, I won't ever say never. If you get beads in your beard, you got to go. I can't do beards. I can't do beards or beads in beards. Don't do no beads and no beards. Is that what you said? Let me make sure. I'm going to get some beads. No, don't get no beads in there. No. Please don't. All right, shit. And then I want to ask you guys a serious question, because there is somebody that actually acted like this was like an actual fashion statement. If you guys know me on Facebook, can you guys tell me that this is not the dumbest fucking shit you've ever seen in your life? This is a fucking shoe. There's motherfuckers walking around wearing this shit. Like this. Like some Smurfette fucking shoes and shit. And they're thinking that this is like fashion. Like, really? Am I the only one who thinks that's the dumbest shit in the world? Like, I couldn't let anybody, like, you'd have to take that shit off before you get out the truck if you're in my truck. Like, really? Seriously? People wearing this shit around thinking that's cool? I mean, I know I'm old and we did some questionable shit back then, but this shit is like ridiculous. Yeah, and they're expensive too. What makes somebody... Oh, that is the dumbest shit. Anyway, like I said, I've done some questionable shit, but nothing that questionable. Nothing I was spending that much money on, even with inflation back in the 80s and 90s. Man, I don't give a fuck how comfortable they are. At some point, you got to throw comfort out the window. That shit's ridiculous. Let's see. Yeah, there's people out here that are actually, like, I put this on my Facebook page and somebody actually had the nerve to say it's about fashion. Now, that shit's about following a motherfucker. Now, I've followed some people into some questionable, clothing, fashion shit and stuff like that back in the days, but nothing that was going to, like, really set me back like them shoes would, like, financially or even just manliness. But I mean, when we did stupid shit, it was like, let me see if I can find some questionable shit I did back in the days, because it wasn't this bad. So let's see. We can find some questionable shit I did. Before we get to that, there goes my swashbuckling trainee I had before this last one. I don't know if that's in there. But let's see. Some questionable clothing. Obviously, that wasn't questionable because that was a smooth motherfucker then. But let's see. Some questionable clothing choices. All right. I'll even give you that. I'll even give you the little, the overalls, jean shorts type thing, normally kind of like that. I'll even give that to you. But that ain't harming nobody, you know what I'm saying? No, Chuck Taylors were not the thing in the 80s. If anybody was wearing Converse in the 80s, it was Dr. J's, and those were leather. In the 80s, people were like maybe kind of rocking like Fila's was a good brand. Shit, even British Knights, which I would put on that questionable level, might have been that, but it wasn't nothing like this shit. This shit's ridiculous. And some rapper designed those. Listen, that was Kanye West that did that. And that's the same motherfucker that's been making questionable decisions for the last few years. So, and tricking motherfuckers into thinking that it's fashion. Crocs are stupid, and I've actually somebody tricked me into wearing Crocs. They're like got me some, and they were comfortable, so I wore them, but I didn't wear them around outside or anything like that. So I can, if somebody gave me some shit and they look that stupid, that would be relegated to the household. And listen, you'd have to have a fucking non-disclosure agreement with that shit. Like, you can't fucking take a picture of these dumbass shoes and then go post them somewhere else. But yeah, Crocs are fucking stupid too. See, if you were rocking Chucks in the 80s, those weren't the shoes in the 80s. I mean, they were like, it wasn't like people weren't wearing them, but they weren't like a fashion trend in the 80s. Like the 80s were like, I don't think the 80s was like a shoe era. I think that, oh shit, here comes my wife. Let's see what she has to say about this shit. Let me act like I'm fucking. 80s was, my going out era. I was like going out and definitely wearing like the nice outfits going out back in the day. Ponies were strong back in the 80s, yeah. No. These guys out here wearing these Pee Wee Herman outfits and shit, trying to call that fashion, can't do that either. I don't know about no hush puppies, but shit, like I said, I could get into all kinds of crazy shit. I think I even, back in the days, afros were big. Look at me over there next to the coach, it's rocking afros back in the 70s. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't know my first Peterbilt at Prime. Let's see if I get in trouble. Hey, baby, love you.
Really?
Yes.
Rewind about 90 seconds.
What?
I said rewind about 90 seconds.
90 seconds for what?
Oh, shit.
Let's see. Back in the days, did you wear red Michael Jackson jacket? Oh, goddamn. I used to have, okay. That was some questionable shit I used to wear. Back in my like freshman year of high school, you had the black, the pleated pants that were kind of like I don't know what the material was, but then you'd fold out the pockets and snap them, and then it'd be red on one side, black on the other side. Then you had the jacket, and they had the like little fold up thing here that you would snap, and the jacket would be black if you had the thing down, but then you fold it up and it'd be like red right here. Hell yeah, I got into all that goofy shit. But they didn't hurt you like these damn shoes did. These shoes make you question like a lot of shit. And I'm not just talking about sexuality. I mean, it does that too, but more than even that. I am 51 years old, Jacob the trucker, or 53. What am I talking about? 53. 53. Vans and members only. Vans were popular when I was going through high school, so Vans were popular as well. I wasn't necessarily into the Vans at that time, but they were popular when I was going through high school. And anything plaid. I was rocking plaid shorts and shit like that. Let me catch up here. Are any of you guys heard of Vision Heatwear? If the heatwear is what you're talking about, where it would change colors and be like, it would change colors depending on how hot you were, or if you put your hand on the shirt, it would turn like fluorescent orange to like a different color orange. I do remember that. And Eddie Murphy suit was a little bit above my level. It might have been around the same time frame, but you had to have some money to buy that suit. So we weren't necessarily rocking that suit. I was still in high school when that came out. Bobby Brown didn't even wear any like seriously parachute pants, so his were kind of toned down compared to what was out there back in those days. MC Hammer pants, those were an exaggeration. Those you had to go out of your way to even buy those in the store, but they did have some that were kind of like that, and I was kind of past that at that point. As a matter of fact, when MC Hammer was really strong, I wasn't able to make that fashion mistake because I was like in Korea, Okinawa, all that stuff, like right when that was really hitting. So by the time I came back, it was kind of a little bit past that phase. Although it was still in that era, because I think I came back in 1990. Yeah, so it wasn't. IOU sweatshirts was the shit, and Guess jeans were the shit. I had both of those too. As a matter of fact, I probably got pictures of those somewhere. Crisscross. I was already grown by the time Crisscross came around, so I was already like wearing regular shit. Now it wasn't Crisscross clothes, but it was like if you were thinking more urban, it would have been like obviously, what's the motherfucker's name? It would have been Cross Colors, or it would have been Carl Kanai, or it would have been the dude that's on Shark Tank? I keep forgetting his name. His clothes. But we had a dude in Korea that was making. Everybody talks about Dapper Dan. If you know about Dapper Dan, say what's up. Everybody's talking about Dapper Dan back in the New York City scene. There was an Asian dude in Korea that could outdo anything Dapper Dan did. That dude would man, he had black people coming back from overseas looking wrong, man. Because you could have anything you wanted made of any kind of fabric. People were coming back with Gucci underwear, hats, jackets, belts. This dude could make anything. And he was trying his best to be part of that hip hop culture. So he would always say shit that didn't make sense. It would make sense, but it wouldn't fit what he was talking about. So back in the day, it's if you had a stereo system, it was loud, you'd be saying, I got a bumping system. So he would be saying, why don't you let me hook you up with this suit, bro? It be bumping, yo. Anyway, good time in fashion. But what's his name? The guy on Shark Tank that did the clothes. Not Carl Kanive. Andrew, you too mad at me to tell me who the guy is on Shark Tank that did the clothes? The guy on Shark Tank that did the clothes. Not Carl Kanive, but there's... No. Damon what? Wasn't Damon Dash. That's an idiot right there. Anyway. Damon... Anyway. What were you getting upset about?
And you know what, sweetheart? Before I pulled in the house, as soon as I pulled in the garage, I was like, I wonder if he's still doing this video. So I turned it on. And what do I get to hear? Oh, my wife just pulled up. Oh shit, my wife just pulled up. Oh, really?
Anyway, enough.
I'm heartbroken and sad. So
Jesus Christ.
Because that's how much I love you. It doesn't matter.
I did something wrong, but she brought me food, so she loved you. Camp Lester. I was not in Camp Lester. I was in Pohang, Korea, which is, unless you're in the Marines, you never been there. Fubu, that's it. Unless you're in the Marines, you never fucking went to Camp Lester. That was a shithole. Air Force, Army people, all that, Navy, they went to real bases. We were yeah. I don't know about PV speakers in the Trans Am, but we used to have. There is no era that had better stereo systems in their cars than we did back then. And as dumb as that was, because that was obviously stupid, spending all that money just to annoy somebody else and hear music at a level that there was no reason to hear that. We had the best stereos back then. And a lot of that was Pioneer and Alpine. Anyway, nobody could fuck with stereos back then. Pumas. I wear Pumas now, and people get on me about that shit. Pumas were great. Growing up in NYC, so Dapper Dan was strong out there back in the 80s. Yeah, shit. I wish I had a picture of the stereo. We didn't really call them boom boxes in Colorado, but the stereo that I had back in the 80s, because that thing was literally like this big by about this high, and that thing was so fucking loud. I wish I had a picture of that. The best song ever played on that stereo was a song by the Fat Boys, Can You Feel It? That or a strong second would have been Paul Revere by the Beastie Boys back in those days. Let's see. Morito, question about lease. When your pay is deposited into your account, everything as far as your fixed costs and your deductions and fuel has already been taken out. Yes. By the time you get the money, everything's been taken out. And I don't know if anybody's asking about me about a TV. I don't have a TV in my truck. So I'm not sure if that was the question. Shoot, I feel like shaving my hair down right now. No, I didn't have a TV in the boombox. It was just loud, and it was very loud. As a matter of fact, it was so loud. It was back when you used to have them big old batteries in it. Those batteries would make, if you had those batteries on and you were playing that music loud, that shit might only last about 30 minutes before the batteries went out. How long do you have to drive to be hired as experienced? Really, it's just 30,000 miles. I'm not sure if Prime has a pay schedule for how many miles you have past that or not, but 30,000. Curtis Blow, that song is so bad listening to it these days. I mean, it was good back then because back then, as far as rap music went, as long as that shit rhymed, it was good. You're like, oh God, this is great. You know, but now that shit is so rudimentary. But now we're going back into an era. I would almost hope that the music goes away for a while. And trust me, I love some rap music. You know what I'm saying? But I love everything. I love, like, you know, hair metal, grunge, you know. Thank you. I love everything, but this new music is horrible as far as the rap portion goes. And Curtis Blow Basketball makes that actually sound good these days. Because that shit was just so rudimentary. We're playing basketball. Anyway. John Gonzalez, 89, 93. He was in the Corps, which is right around the time I was in. I was in 87 and 91. And I was overseas stationed in Okinawa, Japan. Man, I wonder if we were stationed there in the same time. Everybody in the barracks came in on Friday and Sunday, would be rocking and getting their drunk on. Man, I was in Okinawa in 89. Well, let's see, you were there. No, I was there in 88. Okinawa, 88. My entire tour lasted from 88 like November of 88 to like May of 91. No. Maybe it was October of 88. Yeah, probably October of 88. So that would have been when I was there. Those were some good times. And all those little Asian stores used to sell all the new music and cassette tapes. That was the shit. And they had all the fly, like, electric equipment, too. Like, audio equipment, stuff like that. So anyway, it was a good time back then. So hopefully I don't have a lot of shit to deal with this other truck tomorrow morning, because I will be setting my alarm to deal with this shit in the morning, because we are not fucking around with nobody trying to hijack me. So let's see. Yeah, it was a good time. Boy, I wish that was a good place to go to. I wouldn't mind visiting there again. Taco truck lover, it doesn't matter if she does know the amount of the load or not. It's not an excellent load either way. With the deadhead on it and everything, it's probably paying about $2 a mile, nothing to get like excited about, anything like that. But like I mentioned before, whether the student's seeing the amount of the load or not, I don't give a fuck if it was paying $24,000 for 1,000 miles. I'm not paying a motherfucker trying to hijack me either way. So she can get the fuck off the truck as far as I'm concerned. I hate to be that like adamant about it, but fuck her and fuck the extra. You know what? Oh, I'm so pissed off. Let me not even. Like I said, it's about the principle. So it could be $20,000 for whatever, or it could be like $0. The fact that I got a motherfucker that doesn't even know how to operate a truck all that well by herself, trying to hijack me into fucking paying her extra money, fuck her. As a matter of fact, I wish I can go back in time and kick her off the fucking Greyhound bus that brought her raggedy ass to Prime in the first fucking place. And I don't even think she's even trying to make it like work at Prime. I think her little girlfriend works at Schneider, so her little girlfriend's pumping her ass all up. Well, I don't know why you're doing that. I wouldn't do that. And this, like, you know what? You don't need to be there anyway. So I don't even think she even cares to even upgrade at Prime. It's just a matter of, I think her girl got what she needs to get out of Schneider, and they're ready to do it, and she's ready to bounce over. So you know what? Why am I fucking being a chauffeur taking her little raggedy ass back to fucking Springfield or wherever the fuck she wants to get dropped? Fuck all that. Kick her off now. This shit's pissed. As a matter of fact, I don't even want to get pissed off about this shit, so I'm gonna stop talking about it. Automated driverless trucks, yeah, that shit's gonna come not anytime soon. Not by the time I bounce out. So, I'm getting so pissed off about even thinking about this little shit. But yeah, I haven't got the call yet. So I'm not sure if I haven't got the call yet because maybe my sentiments were brought to that driver in the first place or whatever. But my feelings are, listen, you don't want to pull the load. You do not even need to leave fucking like Las Vegas. Park your ass right there, get a hotel with your own money, and you figure it out. Why am I going to shuttle your ass all over the fucking United States? Anyway, enough. Like I said, regardless of where you plan on going, DOT, I haven't heard anything wrong with that. And obviously, I do love Prime, or I wouldn't be here myself, so I ain't got nothing bad to say about them. But I'm just going to vent with you guys for a second. Had this shit happened when I was on the road and I was like right here where I'm at now, my inclination would have been to have my girl go pick up the load in California. I would have like either deadheaded or got a load or done something, and we would have met like halfway from there. I'd have got the load up off her or whatever, and then I'd have just brought it out or something. But there's under no circumstance that I'm sitting here letting this shit happen. I will lose a load. I will take whatever it takes to, like, this shit ain't happening. Anyway, so that's about it. I'm about to I'm probably boring you guys at this point. It might be time to get off here. All right. Well, looks like we're coming up on 2 hours or so. About to bounce off here. Let's see. Hey, Lyle. Good. All right, Jeff. I'm about to get off here myself. I do appreciate you guys stopping by. No hippie trucking and transportation. Hopefully, this shit gets dealt with in a timely fashion, like I would deal with it. But listen, I understand everybody can't deal with it the same way as I would because they have other factors in there. But if anybody happens to be listening to this video that happens to be driving one of my other trucks, you have my full you can I don't know why I can't think right. I am behind you 100%. Feel free to get anybody off the truck, and I will not be upset with it, and I will back you up 100 degree. Anyway, 100%. But I am getting a little drunk right now, so I will get off. Listen, I don't have any stress. The only stress, see, here's the thing, Eric. The only stress I have is with stress I can't deal with on my own. Because this would be zero stress if I was dealing with it in my own truck, because the stress would be eliminated immediately. As soon as you say you aren't moving a load unless of this, I would have just been like, okay, you got to get off the truck. Where do you want to get dropped off at? There's a few truck stops in the area. Zero stress whatsoever. So by the time I go pick you up, whatever's happening with this girl should be worked out, whether I get involved or not. So we wouldn't have any of that stress going on. So anyway, Semper Fi all y'all. I'm about to I'm not that damn faded, but I will check you guys out later. As always, I appreciate you guys. Stop by No Hippie Trucking and Transportation. I appreciate it. Comment, subscribe, and I'm out.